Hello Giants fans, welcome to Giants Baseball 101. I'm Gabe Vaughn, your host. The Giants beat the Dodgers 5-0 today. I don't think there's a single Giants fan who's not super happy about that. The Giants are now one win away from winning their first series against the Dodgers in a long time. Of course, they're a loss away from not doing that, but we can think about that later. Hopefully it never comes to that. If they win tomorrow, they can take this series against the Dodgers. It would honestly look really good for them if they could do that. So today, Alex Wood pitched, I believe it was 4 2/3 innings. He didn't allow any runs. Got into a jam in the 5th inning, couple of runners on base. Jacob Junis came in and got him out of it. So you just see, a lot of the time, you see the Giants' flexibility there with their rotation. They don't pitch with a 6 or 7 man rotation. They have different guys starting different days, and then that really leaves starters available to help out in the bullpen. That's the kind of flexibility the Giants have, and it worked today. It was very useful again today. What I'm a little confused about is why, when Jacob Junis came in, got that third out, I'm a little confused as to why he didn't stay in the game. I mean, there's probably an explanation. The Giants might be counting on him to start in the near future. I'm not sure exactly how they're planning the schedule on that, but I think it is likely that maybe due to matchups in the future, the Giants want to keep Junis' arm available to start, before 4 days would go by, and that's why they just put him in there for, let's see. He got out of the 5th inning. He might have faced a few more batters after that in the next inning. But yeah, sorry, it's a little hard to remember here, but yeah, Junis did not pitch very long for the Giants, and it could have been I wasn't listening to the whole game, but it could have been just the matchups with the Dodgers hitters too. Like they're trying to, as much as they can with 3 batter minimum rule, they're trying to have the pitcher facing the batter that they should have at any particular time. But the Giants do have a lot of flexibility in their bullpen. It really helped them out today. They shut out the Dodgers, and Jock Peterson had an RBI double. David Villar and Brandon Crawford both hit home runs for them, so they were getting the bats going today, which is a really good thing. So I think they're going to be able to stand up to the Dodgers this year. Tomorrow, it'll be Alex Cobb against Clayton Kershaw, and I think even with as much as you can say about the Giants' incredible rotation depth, I don't think that any of that means they shouldn't have made a push at Kershaw in the offseason. I don't see how it could have hurt. I don't see how it could have hurt to have another guy in there and an all-star pitcher like Kershaw. I mean, sometimes he struggles with injuries and all that, but I still think it would have ultimately paid off if they had pursued Kershaw in the offseason. So I wouldn't say they had enough starting pitching already. I think they should have looked at it from an approach of we're just trying to add as many as we can get, and just remembering that any one of their starters could switch to the bullpen if necessary, and I just think what they've got right now in terms of depth, that it is very decent, and a lot of the time we're seeing really good pitching, but obviously ideally they would have had another all-star pitcher. But it is the way it is. Kershaw re-signed with the Dodgers, so he'll be starting against the Giants tomorrow. And Alex Cobb, who pitched really well in his last start, gets the ball for the Giants. So that's what we're going to see. If the Giants can take this series, that's great. I honestly really consider this a pretty big one. It's not that the Giants are in significant division contention. It's just that if they can, it's still going to matter in their wild card record how they play against the Dodgers. These may not carry any more weight than against any other team, but it's just the Dodgers are a tough team, and if they're losing games, they're losing games. So you see how the division competition that this could include the Padres too. And I would be saying, if I were a Padres fan, don't get me wrong, I'm not making the Giants the underdogs here. If I were a Padres fan, I'd be very afraid of the Giants. So they're in this thing. I'm not saying they're somehow underdogs. They're very realistic playoff contenders. But I just think the rest of the division, the competition, the NL West, is significant in the Giants' case, even if all they might be vying for is a wild card spot, just because it's baseball and it's going to count in their record. So the fact that they're in a tough division, that's very highly significant. But I mean, we'd be very happy if they can take this series here against the Dodgers, and it would be an incredible rebound after having lost the first one. And just to make the point that Alex Wood pitched well today, I mean, he didn't have a good year last year, and against such a good team as the Dodgers, it's just encouraging to realize that sometimes even the guys who we might not think of as the top starting pitchers, they can have good days sometimes, and Alex Wood really stepped up against, the Dodgers of all teams, and let's just hope that Alex Cobb can stay good tomorrow, and the Giants would just really benefit, I think, by taking this series against the Dodgers, because they've been subservient to the Dodgers just long enough. Thank you for watching. This has been Giants Baseball 101. Please subscribe if you haven't. Please leave your questions and comments. You know where to do it. I'll see you next time on Giants Baseball 101.